Hello. Really? What's up, witches? I'm Casey. Welcome to Bewitching Beauty. If you want to see how I got this look, stick around. Before we jump right into it, feel free to subscribe and like my video down below. So, of course, it has to be your first time here because this is the first video ever made of Bewitching Beauty. For my first video, what I want to do is something kind of simple. Essentially, we're all trapped at home right now, and if you're watching this 3 years from now, then hopefully you have no idea what quarantine means, and this has all been a nightmare, and we wake up and it's over. However, right now, we're all stuck in quarantine, which means we had to do our makeup for Zoom meetings. So I was thinking, why not do a wearable makeup look using the Jeffree Star Cremated palette that just recently came out. I was one of the lucky people that actually got it when it came out that morning, and I love it so much. I've only tried it for maybe 3 or 4 makeup looks so far, but I think one of the best things about this palette is like you can go really dramatic if you stay in this area up here, but there is a ton of really wearable shades in this palette, and I think that it gives you like tons and tons of options. So I was thinking for the first video today, what we're gonna do is, in preparation for my conference call via Zoom, of course, a wearable makeup look kind of using a mixture of all the different colors so that we can kind of see that there is a more wearable side of this palette. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. All right, so I'm gonna start with primer. My favorite combination of primers right now are these two babies right here. Oh, please ignore the injury. Anyways, so what I use right in the center of my face, where of course everyone has the biggest pores, right, is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I know there's been kind of some discussion about whether or not this is a dupe for the Tatcha Pore Filling Skin Primer. And I mean, honestly, I've never tried the Tatcha, but I use this stuff religiously, literally every time I put my makeup on. So I don't really feel the need to go out and buy the, what is it, $65 primer when this one works just fine. So I just put this pretty liberally right around my nose area and then up on to my nose. And generally speaking, what I will do is I take the product and I will apply it down, and then I'll go back and apply it up. So I'll go back in the opposite direction to pore fill. Because if you're only filling them from one direction, it's just kind of not as effective. The other half of my priming duo is the Luminizer Primer by Dr. Brandt. So this one I specifically use for my under eye area. The reason why is because, of course, my favorite concealer is the Tarte Shape Tape. I mean, who hasn't lived and died by the Tarte Shape Tape? The Tarte Shape Tape sometimes can be a little dry, and I have pretty normal skin, so I don't want to add something that's going to make it too dry. So what I generally do is I will use the Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer just directly under my eyes, because I know that I'm going to apply concealer there. I want to ensure that I have some moisture there before I add something on top that's going to make it dry. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. It does have like a hint of a shimmer, so if you hate that sort of kind of luminized sheen, I would avoid this at all costs. So now we are all primed. Okay, don't freak out. I don't wear foundation. The prevailing opinion on YouTube and Instagram, of course, is that you kind of have to wear a whole face full of makeup to feel like you've kind of covered everything you don't like, and all of the mistakes or blemishes or whatever on your face are magically gone. But honestly, like, I have I'm very blessed. I have pretty nice skin. I take good care of my skin, don't get me wrong, but I don't use foundation because I find it to be too heavy. It's just not my preference personally. So I'm gonna do kind of like my normal day-to-day attending a Zoom conference call kind of makeup. So I'm actually just gonna go straight in with Tarte Shape Tape. I am in the color Fair Beige, and I'm gonna apply it pretty liberally on my under eyes. I fucking forgot to wet my sponge. Oh, the sponge is wet. Now, everybody's got a preference, right? I am a beauty blender person all the way. However, I just don't feel the need to pay $28 for a sponge. So these are actually from Amazon. My husband got them for me for Christmas for like $8 or something. And they're fantastic, no complaints. Okay, so now I have all of my concealer in the places that I want them because of course, I know essentially a lot of people use concealer in the way that they sort of like lay down a blank slate with their foundation and they go back in and they kind of recreate the shapes of their face, blush, bronzer, contour, highlight, etc. But for me, I like the shape of my face. I don't know. I'm just concealing like some of my darker areas under my eyes. And then of course a little discoloration that sometimes people get on the nose and just in like the T-zone area. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so next I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. So I was a huge Anastasia dip brow person for, I don't know, like 4 years maybe. Recently I've started using this Ultra Slim Brow Pencil. This thing was like $4 on sale, some sale they were having of course. And I bought 2 of them and they are so much easier than the Anastasia. So there's one brow done. I guess I kind of lean more towards a dramatic kind of a look, but also there's the situation where I have very unnaturally colored hair, and aside from KVD Beauty, there aren't a lot of options for like eyebrow pencils that come in hot pink and fuchsia and purple, so. Go, brows done, we can move on to the fun stuff. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna go ahead and do a look today using the new Cremated palette from Jeffree Star. I'm super excited about using this palette again. It seems like every single time I touch into it, there's like 5 or 6 that I'm dying to try, but it's not serving the purpose of whatever the current look is that I'm trying to do. So I'm excited because today I kind of want to do something a little different, but still wearable for work. I mean, it doesn't have to be that wearable because, let's be honest, we're all going to be on a Zoom call. What are people going to say? You're wearing too much makeup. Like, I'm at home. Bite me. First, I'm going to go ahead. Okay, again, controversial opinion. I understand. I don't wear foundation, only concealer, and I really don't care for eye primers. All day, I'll use a concealer. I do not care. I'm going to go ahead and use Jeffree Star's concealer. I am in the shade C5, and it is a little brighter than my actual skin tone, which I like in an eye primer because, of course, then you have a base. This is cute. We're just gonna leave it like this. We're all done. Okay, so I'm gonna go and use a Real Techniques brush, and it's technically called a deluxe crease brush, although I don't know anybody ever who would ever use this for blending their crease, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just blend this concealer out on my eyelid so I've got an even base. And this brush is actually a synthetic brush, which I often find is super helpful in trying to move cream products because it's not like a natural hair brush that's gonna suck up the product as you're trying to move it around. Okay, so now we've got our base down. I like to leave my eyeshadow base a little sticky because I do want my colors to really stick to it. I know that some people prefer to set it before they apply the rest of their eyeshadow, but personally, I feel like if you have enough eyeshadow on the brush, you don't have that dragging issue that a lot of people run into with a sticky base. Oh no, there's so many choices. I'm gonna start right down here in this corner with Obituary. So there is a fair amount of kick up in the pan. All right. So there's a bit of a crease in my eyelid because of the sticky base. So I'm gonna make sure that I go ahead and just blend that back out with my fingertip. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and start in my crease. Kind of get it blended out. So I have a baseline, and then we can go from there. Ridiculous. Like, look how pigmented this is. Seriously, one touch into that pan. Tap back into Obituary. Tap off the excess. So there is a fair amount of kick up in this palette, so I do want to note that really quickly. You guys can see like right there, that bottom Obituary color. There's a fair amount of kick up there. I'm gonna go into Eulogy, which is this taupey grayish one right here. Honestly, his mattes blend like, I mean, butter. Literally butter. Which is insane. I think he also said that this is his first eyeshadow palette, not a pressed pigment. Oh, I'm gonna be such a liar, aren't I? Now I have to look. Eyeshadow. Right, which of course, for anybody who lives in the the beauty world on YouTube knows that if a palette says pressed pigment instead of eyeshadow, it means that some of the eyeshadows that are actually in the palette are not approved to be worn in the immediate eye area. It doesn't mean we don't. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that blend, so I'm gonna go ahead and move over to the other eye. Okay, so for the lid, I'm really happy with kind of the gray blending that I have in the crease. So I think on the lid, I think I'm gonna go in with Afterlife on the majority. And then in the inner corner, I'm gonna go with this super bright glitter called Diamond Ashes. We'll see what we get. I understand not everybody loves it, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply this with my finger. I'm going to Afterlife, which, stupid pigmented. I'll put it right onto my eyelid, just kind of blending up just a tiny bit into the crease. And I'm just gonna leave a little bit of room right at the front. Now I'm gonna apply the Diamond Ashes. Alright, now with my pinky, because I want to get right into the inner corner, I'm just going to pick up some of that Diamond Ashes, like ever so slightly. Like ridiculous. Oh, you guys can see that color is so stunning. I'm going to go in with Last Respects on my bottom lash line, just to kind of smoke out the bottom side. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first blending brush that we worked with, and I'm just going to kind of blow out that bottom lash line. I'm really happy with the eyeshadow. I'm going to go ahead and apply a wing. Okay, so I went ahead and used my favorite felt tip eyeliner. This is by Stila. It's the Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. I swear by this eyeliner, honestly. And I know that there are certain people, like Manny MUA, for example, loves a brush tip eyeliner. I can't. I just can't. I have to have a felt tip eyeliner. So that one is my favorite one. I think I use it pretty much 360 days out of every single year. Live and die by that one. And then I'm gonna go ahead and tightline. This is just a black kohl eyeliner by NYX. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara and lashes off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, so I went ahead and put some mascara and lashes on off of camera. I used a couple of different things. I used this CoverGirl Clump Crusher just for my upper eyelashes, so I had kind of a base to put on my falsies on top of. On the bottom, I used the Superfan by Smashbox. I love this mascara. However, it does that flaky shit where the little particles fall off on your cheeks. I want to love this mascara, but right now I'm just like barely tolerating it. And the lashes I used were just Flirty by Kiss. These are the training bras of fake eyelashes. It's true because honestly, I'm not very good at it at this point, but a tip that I found from Nikki Tutorials actually was to take a pair of lashes and cut them into 3 sections and then apply them one at a time. And honestly, it's still a struggle, let me tell you, but it works a lot easier than trying to put one strip on, and it always pulls up at the inside corner, so at least I'm getting some practice with these, you know, training bra lashes. I did put a little bit of highlighter, but I really don't think you could put on too much, so I'm gonna put on some more for the sake of consistency. Jeffree Star's Skin Frost in the shade Peach Goddess. My skin has a bit of a pink undertone, so this color kind of just works perfectly for my skin tone. A teeny bit there, and a teeny bit there. Because there's no such thing as too much. There just isn't. And if people say there is, you don't need the negativity in your life. And then just for a finishing touch, I'm gonna go ahead and put on Buxom's Full On Lip Polish, and this is in the shade Amanda. This stuff smells like cupcakes. Can I get a cupcake? Anybody? And of course, last up, setting spray. Oh, it smells so good. So this is the finished look using Jeffree Star's new Cremated palette. Again, I mean, I've used it 4 or 5 times now, and I just honestly can't find something to hate about this palette. It's so pretty. The shimmers are ridiculous. The mattes blend like butter. Everybody's got their own opinion of Jeffree Star, but really, the man can make eyeshadow. So, and can we just talk about, and I don't know why this matters, but I love that you can just fold it. Like, look, it's so convenient. That doesn't matter, but it matters to me. So if you guys like this video, please feel free to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below.